In this video, we're exploring Cañon City, Colorado, where epic scenery and adventure doesn't have to cost a thing. We start with a scenic hike along Tunnel Drive Trail, which offers scenery similar to the Royal Gorge Railroad, and it's free. Then we walk Point Alta Vista Trail, which follows old railroad tracks to a jaw-dropping overlook of the Royal Gorge and the famous suspension bridge. Next up, Skyline Drive, one of the wildest and most terrifying drives in all of Colorado. And we wrap it up in historic downtown Cañon City for lunch and a stroll. If you love outdoor adventure and traveling on a budget, you're in the right place. Let's go. We're starting our day at Tunnel Drive Trailhead, and it's well marked and easy to find. There's not a whole lot of parking spots. I suspect you could probably park along the road if you needed to, and there is a restroom right there. And we're headed up. It's a 2-mile out and back trail through some historic tunnels. Let's check it out. Tunnel Drive dates back to 1892. At that time, there was a plan to build an irrigation ditch that would direct water from the Arkansas River to towns east of Cañon City. The project was known as State Canal No. 1, and inmates from the nearby prison were used to blast the tunnels and dig the canal. It turned into an expensive and slow-moving project and was eventually abandoned in 1903. A few years later, city officials saw new potential in the partially dug canal and decided to turn it into a scenic drive. It's a short walk to the first tunnel, just a slight incline, and then make it to the first. You can see the second tunnel through there. It's really beautiful. Beautiful day for February 11th. It's unseasonably warm in Colorado. There are several benches along the trail where you can sit and rest and enjoy all the beautiful scenery of the Arkansas River. Still waiting for a train to come by. Now we're headed into tunnel number 3. Along the route, you'll pass through 3 tunnels. The first 2, which are closest to the parking lot, are about 100 feet long, while the third stretches roughly 400 feet long. When Tunnel Drive was turned into a scenic drive, the tunnels were widened for automobiles, once again using inmate labor. As vehicles grew larger and heavier, the road became too dangerous for traffic and was permanently closed to cars. Today, it's a scenic place for hiking and biking. We're coming out into the light. The third tunnel is by far the longest tunnel. And we're through. The trail is a 4-mile out and back, 2 miles each way. It's dog friendly, but keep in mind there's very little shade outside of the tunnels, so it can get especially hot during the summer months. And we saw a bighorn sheep. I don't know if you can see it in the video. It's right up there. Now our friend has joined him. Where there's one, there's often many. It's totally made my day to see 2 bighorn sheep on Tunnel Drive Trail. Randy and I are headed back now. Just want to point out again the railroad tracks right there. So if it's not in your budget to ride the Royal Gorge Railroad, then try Tunnel Drive Trailhead. You get some very similar views and you can see the bighorn sheep a little bit better. And it's free. After exploring the tunnels and visiting with the bighorn sheep, we are on to our next stop, Point Alta Vista Trail. Right before the Royal Gorge Ranch and Resort sign, there's a little white fence and a trailhead, and that's the Point Alta Vista Trailhead. The Point Alta Vista Trail follows the route of the old Royal Gorge Scenic Railway, which once ran along the north rim of the Royal Gorge. When it opened in 1954, the small open-air train gave visitors a front row seat to incredible views, including an overlook with the suspension bridge in the distance. The train shut down in 2012, but parts of the original railroad tracks have been refurbished and are now part of a hiking and biking trail. There's an elevated boardwalk, which offers some truly outstanding views of the gorge below, and you follow the trail and the boardwalk to an overlook, which you do not want to miss. There's some of the old narrow gauge railroad tracks. Look at that. And another little bridge. Walking alongside the original tracks of the railroad. It is approximately 1 mile from the entrance gate to the overlook area, and it's a mostly flat, very easy walking trail. From the Point Alta Vista Trail, you can see the Royal Gorge Bridge, the highest suspension bridge in North America. As we head to the overlook, here's a little bit about the Royal Gorge Bridge. It was built in 1929 as a tourist attraction. It took 7 months to build, and at the time, it was the highest suspension bridge in the world. It is still the highest suspension bridge in America, standing 956 feet above the Royal Gorge floor. It's a great place to have a picnic lunch or just stop and get a drink. They have several tables, and look at those views of the gorge and the bridge. I'm gonna go out on the overlook. Ooh, it's windy! It's so windy. Flag. It's especially scary when it's windy. It is ridiculously windy on the overlook. I'm worried I'm gonna lose my phone or my life. I'm going back. Headed back. The Royal Gorge is sometimes called the Grand Canyon of the Arkansas. The 10-mile-long canyon is a narrow, steep gorge with a depth of 1,200 feet in places, and you get a stunning view of it from the overlook. If you're afraid of heights, or you maybe don't have the money to go across the Royal Gorge Bridge, you're looking for a budget-friendly way to have some similar views and see the bridge, you can come to the Point Alta Vista inn stop where the picnic tables are and sit, enjoy a snack or lunch, and look at the bridge and the Royal Gorge. And it's free. So free is always good. On our way back to US Highway 50 from the Point Alta Vista Trail, we saw this cute campground advertising a free vintage museum, so we had to stop. Unfortunately, the office was closed, possibly because of lunch. It was right around noon, but we'll definitely stop by again. I checked out the business online, and the campers all have different themes, like Surfer's Paradise and Flower Power. There's even a holiday-themed camper. It looked like a fun and unique place to stay in the Royal Gorge area. So if you're looking for something like that, check this place out. Our next stop is the famous Skyline Drive. We're about to head up on Skyline Drive, and here's the archway right before you enter Skyline Drive. It was built in 1932, and it was built with rocks. There's one rock from every state. Well, no, 48 of the 50 states. because it was built in 1932 and there were only 48 states at the time. And the rocks from the different states have the initials in it. So there you can see a rock from Florida and Idaho, right over there, Delaware. The archway was built by inmates. There's Connecticut. So if there were only 48 states in 1932, what 2 states are missing? Let me know in the comments. It's an easy one to figure out, right? Whoop. All right, here's some more. You can see Kentucky. Let's look down here. Wisconsin, California, Washington, Michigan. So, fun fact about the archway to Skyline Drive. Skyline Drive itself, the actual road, was built in 1905, I believe, by inmates. We're headed up there now. Skyline Drive first opened in 1906 as a scenic drive for locals and tourists. Today, this one-way road stretches for about 2.5 miles along a narrow ridgeline high above Cañon City. The views are incredible, both of the city below and of the Arkansas River. Skyline Drive isn't just scenic, it's also a bit terrifying. The road is steep, the lane is narrow, and in some sections there are no guardrails at all. Thankfully, there are some pull-offs in case you need to take a little break from the drive. Once you pull onto Skyline Drive, there's no turning around. You're committed all the way to the end. And if you're like me, and you're not driving, you might have to close your eyes to make it all the way. The scenic drive was built by 60 inmates. And here's a little historic tidbit. Cañon City is home to the oldest prison in Colorado. The Colorado Territorial Correctional Facility, which is in Cañon City, opened in 1871 and originally could hold a maximum of 40 prisoners. The prison is still in use today and is often referred to as Old Max. Inmates played a major role in shaping the area around Cañon City. Their labor was used to build roads, including Skyline Drive, which we're on right now, Tunnel Drive that we talked about earlier in this video, and the Rainbow Route to Salida, which is now known as US Highway 50. We're coming down Skyline Drive, and you can see Cañon City. I will tell you, this was a terrifying drive for me. Thankfully, I was a passenger, so I could close my eyes, and we still lived. But
I close my eyes too.
Randy, good to hear him. He said he was scared. He closed his eyes too. No, he was brave. After Skyline Drive, it was time for some food, and our next stop was downtown Cañon City. We stopped at the Bean Peddler, a cute downtown coffee shop that serves fantastic sandwiches and craft coffee. The coffee shop is connected through the inside to a bike store and a bar, so you could spend all day there. It seemed to be a local hangout with a great vibe and really friendly staff. Randy and I ordered each a sandwich. I have the Redemption, and he is having One Track Mind. Just had a delicious lunch at the Bean Peddler, and now we're walking along Main Street to look at some of the art, the public art that they have. Let's see what we find. After our meal, we wandered through the historic downtown district, admiring the outdoor art, the architecture, and the atmosphere of the town. We love Cañon City. We've been here several times, and there are so many gems here, and many of them are free. including downtown parking. Thanks so much for exploring Cañon City with us. If you enjoyed this adventure, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along for more budget-friendly Colorado travel. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. And we saw a bighorn sheep. I don't know if you can see it in the video. It's right up there. Can I point with my finger? Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, amateur videographer here, but there's a bighorn sheep up there.